All right, let's talk about chord scales. The last video I did on chord scales, we looked at the chord scales in the key of C major up and down string set number 1. In other words, strings 1, 2, and 3. What is a chord scale? A chord scale is a scale in chords. Crazy. So if we are playing triads, 3-note chords through the C major scale, we end up with these triads. We end up with C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, B diminished, and C major. And that would be called the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 chords in the key of C major. Now, when we separate this into string sets, the idea here is sort of a fretboard mechanics. We're trying to sort out the fretboard so that you have a feel for what each of these regions feels like, and each of these chord scales feel like on one string set, and then you can start crossing string sets later. So when we did the first string set, we start on an A minor. This is the last video I did. We start on an A minor, and then we go to B diminished, and then effectively what we're doing is playing 3 scales at the same time. Sorry. All right. So that's like 3 scales at the same time. Like, you like one of the scales I'm starting here, right, and I'm going up. Scale I'm starting here. The next scale I'm starting here. All right. And now we're going to go to string set 2, and here I've got string set 2 right here. E, G, and B, F, A, C, G, B, D. I hope you can see that. And the dark note is the root of the chord. So let's just do that slowly. There's E minor, F major, G major, A minor, B diminished, C major, D minor, E minor, F major, and we could go up into outer space if we wanted to, and then back down. And we could go down just to give you harmonic context, okay? And now, keep in mind that if you, for instance, went through the caged system that I went through with you in the key of C, right? So we have a C major scale here, and we have one here, and we have one here, and here, and up there. So if you're going through the chords, wherever they are, keep imagining the scale below those chords. So if I start with E minor, right, F major, and you see what I'm getting at, right? Try to put the scale, the vertical scale, underneath each one of the chords as you move along, and then as far as the moving from one string set to the next, let's say we start on E minor here, go to F major, G major, then I can cross up to the first string set, right? D minor, C major, diminished, A minor. So I'm just crossing string sets, right? And that's what I suggest you do. This is an integrated approach to the fretboard. And integrated in the sense that we're not having any gaps up and down the fretboard. It's not like you know this chord, but you don't have a clue what else is going on, or you know this one scale form here and this other scale form here, but you don't know this one here and you don't know this one here, right? That will eventually really wear you down. And what you want to do is when you practice, to integrate scales and chords, because they're really one and the same thing. If you take chords and put them together with scales, then all of a sudden you've got all of these nice harmonic lines that are or melodic lines, I should say, that are related harmonically. And you know what key you're in and you know what's going on. So here is chords 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 in the key of C, making those chords diatonic. Diatonic meaning according to the scale. All right, so we're taking the chords according to the scale and we're separating those into string sets up and down the fretboard, until we run out of fret room. But let's not forget to also have your vertical scales underneath, right? Each of those underneath each one of the triads, 3-note chords that you play. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Go to the first video. As well, if you're just jumping in here, you'll probably want to go to string set 1 to begin with. So this is a little two video series on chord scales and how you express those up and down the fretboard in all positions, as well as integrating your vertical scale positions. All right, good. Thanks. See you soon.